Hi everyone. Today we will learn ratio, proportion, variation. We'll see one by one. We'll see one by one. Guys, tell me ratio. Ratio means comparison. Okay, ratio means what? We'll see one by one. So first we'll talk about ratios. Ratio means what? Comparison. Okay, if the values of two quantities A and B are 6 and 8 respectively, then we say that they are in the ratio they are in the ratio 6 is to 8. So we can read as 6 is to 8. Ratio is the relation which one quantity bears to other of the same kind. Guys, you need to understand here is ratio is comparison between the same kind of quantity. Comparison between the same kind of quantities. Okay. The comparison being made by considering what multiple part are parts. Okay, one quantity is to the other. How much multiple is there? The ratio of two quantities A and B represented. Let's say the ratio of two quantities A and B is represented as A is to B. Okay, and read as A is to A is A is to B, and read as A is to B. Okay, and read as what? A is to B. Here A is called what? Antecedent. Here A is called antecedent. Here A is called antecedent. And B is called A is called antecedent and B is called consequent. Okay, and B is called consequent and B is called consequent. Okay, since the ratio expresses the number of times one quantity contains the other, it's an abstract quantity. Ratio of any number of quantities is expressed after removing any common factor that all the terms of the ratio have. For example, let's look at in this way. 6 is to 8. This is not, when the ratio is 6 is to 8, you cannot read it as 6 is to 8. When there are common factors, you need to remove. So you can say this as what? 3 is to 4. Okay. If there are two quantities having values of 6 and 8, their ratio is 6 is to 8. That is 3 is to 4. After taking the common factor 2 between them out, similarly, if there are three quantities, let's take three quantities, 6, 8, 6, 8 and 18. If the ratio is 6 is to 8 is to 18, if you divide with 2, what you are going to get? 3 is to 4 is to 9. 3 is to 4 is to 9. So what is removing? I am removing what? 2. Okay. I am removing what? 2. So this is what you need to understand. So point number one, ratio always comparison between the same kind of quantities, and you need to remove all the common factors. That is point number two. Okay, that is point number two. And next, if you look at here, if the quantities whose values are A and B respectively in the ratio A is to B, since we know that some common factor would have been removed from A and B to get the ratio A is to B. That's what I explained. When there is a common factor is there, you need to remove from that. Okay, then only finally we'll get what? A is to B. We can write the original values of the two quantities as, generally, if there is a ratio A is to B, you don't write directly A by B. You have to write what? AK and BK. Because this is, the moment I say 4 is to 3 is a ratio, it doesn't mean that A value is 4, B value is 3. No, it is the multiples of 4. It may be 4 multiple anything, it may be 3 multiple anything. Okay, so there should be a common factor. So A is to B, we can write it as what? AK by BK. Okay, for example, there is a ratio, 3 is to 4. Means what? It doesn't mean that 3 by 4. No, it is what? 3K by 4K. That's what you need to understand. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Let's say next, a ratio A is to B can also, a ratio A is to B can also expressed as A by B. So, if two terms are in the ratio 2 is to 3, okay, we can say that the ratio is 2 by 3. If two terms are in the ratio 2, directly sometimes he'll give, if the two terms are in the ratio 2, means what? They are in the ratio 2 by 1. If nothing is given, so denominator is what? 1. So that's what you need to understand while writing the ratios. Okay, next. A ratio is said to be a ratio of greater or less inequality or of equality according to as antecedent is greater than, less than, or equal to consequent. Okay, in other words, let me put it in this way. Please write down the ratio A is to B where, the ratio A is to B where A is greater than B. This is called a ratio of greater inequality. I can write, I can take an example which is 3 is to 2, means which is A is to B. So A is greater than B. Okay, A is greater than B. Okay, next, the ratio A is to B, the ratio A is to B, okay, which is, you need to understand, A is less than B. A is less than B. A is what? Less than B. When A is less than B, okay, you can take one example as, so this you can write it as what? So this is, you can write it as what? Lesser. Okay, a ratio of less inequality. Okay, so you can take one example as 3 is to 5, where B is more than A. Okay, and the last one, please write down what is the last one. The ratio A is to B where A is equals to B is called a ratio a ratio of equality, a ratio of equality. You know, the example 1 is to 1 is a ratio. Okay, 1 is to 1 is the ratio. 1 is to 1 is the ratio. 1 is to 1 is the ratio. Okay, 1 is to 1 is the ratio. Next, you know how to figure out the answers. You know, if two quantities are in the ratio, if two if two quantities if two quantities if two quantities are in the ratio, if two quantities are in the ratio A is to B, then the first, okay, the first quantity will be, okay, the first quantity will be, you know, A by A plus B times times the total of two quantities, and the total of two quantities and the second quantity will be equal to B by A plus B times the total of the two quantities. Total of two quantities. Total of two quantities. Okay, total of two quantities. Next, so we'll get into the questions. We'll get into the questions. The scores of, write down equation. The scores of Mohan and Ramesh in a test are in the ratio 5 is to 1. 5 is to 1. Mohan and Ramesh test are in the ratio 5 is to 1. 5 is to 1. Okay, if their total score is 66, if their total score is 66, find Mohan's score. Find Mohan's score. Okay, let's see the solution. As their scores are in the ratio 5 is to 1. Okay, 5 is to 1, you can say it as what? 5k and 1k. So total is what? Guys? 6k. Total is what? 6k. Given that the sum of their scores, the sum of their scores is what? That sum of their scores is what? Which is equals to 66. So 6k is equals to 66, then k is equals to 66 by 6. That will give you 11. Okay, when k is equals to 11, when k is equals to 11, when k is equals to 11, okay, so I want Mohan score. So Mohan will be 5 into 11. So 11 fives are 55. 11 fives are 55. Okay, so Mohan's score is what? 5 into 11. So his score is what? 11 fives are 55. So if you want to Ramesh score, Ramesh will be 1 into 11 and Ramesh score is 11. Ramesh score is 11. So total is what? 66. Total is what? 66. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. If A is to B is equals to 3 is to 4 and B is to C is equals to 4 is to 5, 4 is to 5, find A is to B is to C. Find A is to B is to C. So A is to B, B is to C. Look at here, guys. My B is same, so I don't have any issue to solve here. So I can say A is to B is 3 is to 4, B is to C is 4 is to 5. So you can write it as what? 3 is to 4 is to 5. 3 is to 4 is to 5. Okay, 3 is to 4 is to 5. We'll go to the next question. We'll go to the next question. We'll go to the next question. The ratio of the number of marbles with the ratio of number of marbles with Ram and Sham is 19 is to 13. 19 is to 13. Ram and Sham is 19 is to 13. 19 is to 13. Okay. 19 is to 13. The difference between the difference between Ram and Sham marbles are in the ratio. The difference between Ram and Sham marbles are 30. Marbles are 30. Okay. Find the number of marbles with Ram. Find the number of marble with Ram. So Ram and Sham. So what is the ratio? So 19k, 13k. So that is nothing but 5k. So 5k which is equals to 5k which is equals to okay 5k which is equals to 30. Okay, so 5 ones are 5 6 are. So 1k is equals to 6. Then k is equals to 6. So if I want a Ram, so Ram marbles are, so what is the Ram marbles? Okay, so 19 into 6. 19 into 6. 19 into 6. So what is 19 into 6? Okay, so 19 into 6 will give you what? 114. Okay, 114. So Ram will have how many marbles? 114. If you want to Sham, so Sham will have how many marbles? So 13 into 6. Okay, 13 into 6. So 13 into 6 will give you what? Yeah, sorry, we are doing a mistake here. Look at here. Yeah, so these are 6, no? Difference is what? 6. Yeah, when the difference is 6, 6k is equals to 30. When k is equals to what? 5, no? Yeah, when k is equals to 5, Yeah, look at here. So 6, 19 and 5. So 19 fives are 19 fives are and 13 fives are. Okay. And 19 fives are 13 fives are. 19 fives are how much? 19 fives are 95. 13 fives are 65, then only you will get a difference of 30. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you see what is the here, the difference here is 6. So 6k is equals to 30, then k is equals to what? 6. Okay, 6k is equals to 6k is equals to 30, then k is equals to what, guys? Okay, 5, then k is equals to 5. So 19 fives are 19 fives are 95 and 13 fives are 65. Okay, 13 fives are 65. That's how you can end your answer. Okay, that's how you can end your answer. Next, please write down a question. Please write down a question. Two numbers are in the ratio 3 is to 4. Two numbers are in the ratio 3 is to 4. What part of the larger number what part of the larger number must be added must be added must be added to each number must be added to each number so that their ratio become so that their ratio become 5 is to 6. 5 is to 6. Let the two numbers is what? 3 is to 4. So can I take this as 3x and 4x? Yeah, so you can say it as what? 3x by 4x. Okay, some number is adding. I don't know what is the number. So let's add plus k, which is equals to what, guys? 5 by 6. So cross multiply. 6 3 is 18x plus 6k. Okay, 18x plus 6k, which is equals to 20x plus 5k. So from this you can write it as 2k. Okay, yeah, 2k, which is equals to 2x, which is equals to what? K. 2x, which is equals to what? K. 5k will come this side, so you will get 5k will come this side, you will get minus k. So half of the larger number must be added to each number. So what is happening finally, what you're going to get here, k is equals to 2x. So since half of the larger number half of the larger number must be added to must be added to each number must be added to each number must be added to each number must be added to each number. Okay, next question, please write down next question. If a is to b is equals to b is to c is equals to 3 is to 2. Okay, find a is to b is to c. Find a is to b is to c. What he's saying, a is to b is 3 is to 2, b is to c also 3 is to 2. So from this you can say what is a is to b is to c? Yes. So these two are same, guys? No. So make them same. How? Okay, multiply this ratio with what? 3. Multiply this ratio with what? 2. So 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 3 2s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now these two are same. Yes. So now you can say it as what? 9 is to 6 is to 4. So answer for this question is what? 9 is to 6 is to 4. 9 is to 6 is to 4. Okay. 9 is to 6 is to 4. Next question. If if P is to Q is equals to 5 is to 6 and Q is to R is equals to 4 is to 7. He is find P is to Q is to R. So P is to Q is what? 5 is to 6. Q is to R is what? 4 is to 7. These two are same. Okay, 6 and 4 are same? No. So multiply first ratio with 4, multiply second ratio with 6. 5 fours are 20, 6 fours are 24, 6 fours are 24, okay, 7 6 are 42, okay, 42. So now you can write as P is to Q is to R, which is equals to 20 is to 24 is to 42. So anything is common? 4 is common? No. 2 is common? Yes. So 10 is to 12 is to 21. So you can say the ratio here 10 is to 12 is to 21. 10 is to 12 is to 21. 10 is to 12 is to 21. Okay, 10 is to 12 is to 21. Let's go to the next question. Find A is to E if A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3, comma, B is to C is equals to 6 is to 7, comma, C is to D is equals to 14 is to 25, D is to E is equals to 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. So whenever someone asks you to find out, okay, someone asks you to find out D is to E, okay, how we are going to solve? Okay, someone asks you the first and last. So what you are going to do is, if you are doing in a general way, you will not get your answer. So how we can solve this question? So look at here. So this is the antecedent, this is the consequent. So write all the antecedents in the numerator. So 2, 6, 14, 1. 2 into 6 into 14 into 1. And write all the consequents in the denominator. Okay, 3 into 7 into 25 into 2. Okay, 7 ones are 7 twos are 2 ones are 2 twos are 3 ones are 3 twos are 2 twos are what? 4 by 25. Okay, 4 by 25. Then A is to E, which is equals to what? 4 is to 25. 4 is to 25. Okay, 4 is to 25. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Please write down. Please write down. Two numbers are in the ratio. Two numbers are in the ratio 2 is to 5. Two numbers are in the ratio 2 is to 5. Okay. If 4 is added to each, they would be in the ratio 4 is to 9. Find the number. Two numbers are in the ratio two numbers are in the ratio, two numbers are in the ratio of 2:5 if 4 is added, if 4 is added to each, 4 is added to each, they would be in the ratio 4:9. Find the numbers, find the numbers, find the numbers. Okay, so the numbers are in the ratio 2:5. So I can write the numbers as 2k is to 5k. So I can write the numbers as 2k by 5k. Okay, so 4 is added to the numbers. So 4 is added to the numbers will become 4 by 9. The numbers will become what? 4 by 9. So make a cross multiplication. 4 to the 8k plus 8 4 is a 36, which is equals to 20k plus 4 4 is a 16. Okay, so 8 will come this side, 16 will come this side. So 36 minus 16, which is equals to 12k. Okay, so k is equals to what you are going to get here. Okay, so 9 2s are, sorry, 9 2s are 18, no? So 18k. So what you're going to get here? 2k. So 2k is equals to 20. Then k is equals to what? 10. When k is equals to 10, my numbers are, number 1 is what? 2k. Next is what? 5k. So 2 into 10, that will give you 20. 5 into 10, that will give you 50. That will give you 50. So numbers are what? 20 and 50. 20 and 50. Okay, let's go to the next question. The ratio of the ages, the ratio of the ages of A, B and C is 7:5:4 if C's age is 32 years, find the sum of the ages of A, B and C. Okay, in years. Okay, please pause the video and try to solve this question. I hope done. You know, A is to B is to C, the ratio is what? 7:5:4. So 4k, 5k and 7k. Whom age is given? C age. So I know 4k is equals to 32. Then k is equals to 4k is equals to 32. Then k is equals to what here? 8. Okay, I want sum of the ages. So sum will be what? 7k plus 5k plus 4k. Okay, 7k plus 5k, 12k, 12k plus 4k, 16k. So that is nothing but 16 into 8. So 16 into 8 will give you what? 144. So sum of the ages will be what, guys? 140, 144, 144. Okay, 144. Next, the ratio of the ages of four members of a family is 9 is to 8 is to 3 is to 2. The average age of a family is the average age of the family is 22 years. 22 years. What is the age of eldest person in the family? Pause the video and try to answer the question. Average means what? Sum divided by number. Okay, the average was given 22. I don't know their sum, but I don't know number of persons are 4. So from this I can say sum is 8, 4 to the 8, 4 to the 8, sum is 88. What is the ratio? 9 is to 8 is to 3 is to 2. So I can say 9k, 8k, 3k and 2k. Okay. So 9 plus 8, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. 20 plus 2, 22. So 22k is equals to 88. Then k is equals to how much? 22, 88. So 22, 88. How many times? 4 times. So where k is equals to 4. Okay, when k is equals to 4, I want the eldest one. So eldest one will be what? 9k. So eldest one is 9 into 4. So 9 fours are what, guys? 36. Okay, so the eldest one is what? 36. Eldest one is what? 36. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Write down the strength of a class. The strength of a class is 70. Which of the following cannot be the ratio of the number of boys and girls in the class. So your options: first option 2 is to 5, second option 3 is to 2, 11 is to 3, 9 is to 2. He is asking which cannot. Total is what? 70. Okay, total is what? 70. 2 is to 5, 20 and 50, you can do it. 3 is to 5, total 5 parts. 5 parts is equals to 70. When 5 parts is 70, you can do 1 part. 1 part is how much? Yeah, you can split like this, it should not be a multiple. 13 and 3, 14 fives are, so 9 and 2 what? 11. So 11 is a multiple of 70 is a multiple of 11? No. So that's why in this particular format, your this thing is not going to be distributed. So how it's going to be distributed? Yeah, how it's going to be distributed? So 9 is to 2. So which in these three ways it's going to be distributed. So 9 is to 2. In this only one way it's not going to be distributed. Okay. Okay, are you getting my point? Is this clear to everyone? So answer is what? 9 is to 2. Answer is what? 9 is to 2. Okay, 9 is to 2. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Please write down. The ratio of the ratio of the number of ladies and gentlemen party in a party is 3 is to 4. If 8 ladies join the party, the ratio of ladies and gentlemen would become 5 is to 4. Find the number of gentlemen in a party. Find the number of gentlemen in the party. Find the number of gentlemen in the party. Initially, what is the ratio? 3 is to 4. You can write 3k by 4k. Ladies to gentlemen. Okay. So how many ladies were added? 8. Now ratio will become what? 5 is to 4. So cross multiply 12k plus 32, which is equals to 5 fours are 20k. So if you rearrange it, 8k is equals to 32, then k is equals to what? 4. When k is equals to 4, okay, when k is equals to 4, you want how many gentlemen in the party? Okay, so initially, and now it is only 4k. Okay, so gentlemen would be 4 into 4, that will give you 16 members. So how many gentlemen in the party? 16. How many gentlemen in the party? 16. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. But if you closely observe, you can solve this question, this thing. Look at here. Initially 3 is to 4 is the ratio. After some ladies included also, the ratio will become 5 is to 4. Why gentleman is not changing? Because gentleman is not going to come, they are not going to enter, they are not going to exit. So the point here is this. So 3 is to 4 is the ratio, 5 is to 4 is the ratio. So if you closely look at here, how many parts it got increased? 2 parts. The 2 parts value only 8, no? When 2 parts is 9, 8, I want gentleman. Gentleman could be 4 parts. 2 parts is 8, then 4 parts is going to be. When 2 parts is equals to 8, then 4 parts is going to be what? Then 4 parts is going to be how much? Yeah, then 4 parts is going to be 4 into 2. Into 2 means what? 16. Into 2 means what? 16. Okay, into 2 means what? 16. Okay, into 2 means what, guys? 16. Okay, let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, the ratio of the present ages of mother and father, mother and son. The ratio of the present ages of a mother and a son is 4:1. 12 years from now, 12 years from now, the ratio of their ages will be, the ratio of their ages will be, the ratio of their ages will be 2:1. Find the present ages of mother and son respectively. Respectively. Initial ratio is 4:1. After 12 years, so 4 by 1 plus 12 which is equals to 2:1. So if you cross multiply 4x plus 12 which is equals to 2x plus 24. So 2x is equals to 12, then x is equals to what? 6. If you want their ages, 4x is mother. So 4 into 6, 6 4 is 24. And son, if you want to son, his age is what? X. So his age is what? X. So 1 into 6. So answer is what? 6 years. Answer is what? So their ages are what, guys? Their ages are 24 comma 6. 24 comma 6. Okay, 24 comma 6. Next question. Next question. The ratio of the incomes of A and B is 4:3. A and B is 4:3. 4:3. A and B is 4:3. The ratio of the savings of A and B is 5:4. A and B is 5:4. Sorry. Initially 4:3. Incomes are 4:3. Expenses are in the ratio, and their expenses are in the ratio 3:2, and their expenses are in the ratio 3:2. 3:2. Okay, 3:2. And they are saving 1200 each. 1200 each. And they are saving 1200 each. And they are saying 1200 each. Find the income of A. Find the income of A. So A, B, 7x, 3x. Okay, so Y. So generally income minus expenditure only savings. Okay, so here also 3x, his expenses are 2y, which is equals to 1200. Okay, so I can say, so if you calculate here, okay, So you need to figure it out, x and y. Okay, so let me calculate x. So multiply this ratio with 2, multiply this equation with 3. So 4 2s are 8x minus 3 2s are 6y, 12 2s are 24. Next, 3 3s are 9x minus 3 2s are 6y, 12 3s are 36, 3600. So if you calculate, assume this as first equation, this as second equation. So what you are going to do, 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is going to be what? X, which is equals to what? 1200. X, which is equals to 1200. So if you want A income, 4 into 1200. Okay, 4 into 1200. 12 fours are 48 and 2 zeros. So A income will become what? 4800. And if you want B income, what is the B income? So B income must be 3 into 1200. Okay, 3 into 1200. So 1200 into 3. 12 3s are 36. So answer is what? 3600. 3600. Okay, 3600. So this is the question regarding the income, expenditure and savings. Income, expenditure and savings. Guys, if you closely observe, we solved every question, okay, on particular ratios. Okay, ratios. Now Now we'll see the next variety of questions, proportion. Okay, proportion. Before going to proportions, you should know what you mean by a proportion. What you mean by a proportion. When two ratios are equal, then the four quantities involved in two ratios are said to be proportional. Okay, if A by B, which is equals to C by D, then A, B, C, D are, then A, B, C and D are proportional. Okay, are what? Proportional. So which, this is represented as A is to B, okay, C is to D, and is read as A is to B is as C is to D. Okay, C is to D. So please write down everyone. When two ratios are equal, okay, when two ratios are equal, then the four quantities involved in the two ratios are said to be proportional. Proportional. Okay, you can write that thing. If A by B is equals to C by D, then A, B, C and D are proportional. This is represented as A is to B, C is to D. This is it. A is to B, A is to B as C is to D. Okay, when A, B, C and D are in proportion, when A, B, C and D are in proportion, then A and D called the extremes, then A and D are called the extremes, and B and C are called means. B and C called means. Okay. Now we also have relationships. Okay, we also have relationship. In school days we used to see product of product of the means is equals to product of the extremes. Product of the means is equals to product of the extremes. So what you can write AD, which is equals to BC. AD, which is equals to BC. Okay, AD, which is equals to product of extremes. A and D are extremes. B and C are what? Means. Okay, B and C are what? Means. Then followed by, if A is to B is equals to C is to D, then B is to A, which is equals to D is to C. Okay, D is to C. Next, A is to C, which is equals to B is to D. Assume this as equation B. Okay, now you can say A plus B is to B, which is equals to C plus D is to D. Assume this as C. Okay. Okay. Next. How you got this? How you got this? A by B plus 1. If you write plus 1, this will come into the picture. Okay, obtained by adding 1 in both side of the given relationship. Okay, if you subtract, what you're going to get? A minus B is to B, which is equals to C minus D. Okay, which is to D. Assume this as equation D. Okay, equation D. Okay, if you divide C and D, you end up with, I hope you're done with your this thing. So you end up with A plus B is to A minus B, okay, which is equals to C plus D is to C minus D. Okay, C minus D. Okay, so if you closely observe, the relationship A, so this is called invertendo. This is called, sorry, where is the relationship A? Yeah, relationship A is called invertendo. Okay, invertendo. So this is called invertendo. Okay, and relationship B, this is called alternando. Okay, this is called what? Alternando. Okay, alternando. Okay, alternando. Relationship C is called componendo. Okay, componendo. Okay, D is called dividendo. Okay, this is called what? Dividendo. And the last one is componendo and dividendo. Okay, the last one is what, guys? Componendo, dividendo. Okay, but most probably we'll use componendo, dividendo in so many ways. Okay, please write. Componendo, dividendo is very helpful in simplifying the problems. How this will come into the picture? A by B, which is equals to C by D. So means what? Right here, what you can write from this? A plus B by A minus B, which is equals to C plus D by C minus D. Okay, C plus D by C minus D. The conversion of this also true whenever we know a plus b by c, a plus b by a minus b equals to c plus d by c minus d. We can then we can conclude that a by b is equals to c by d. Okay, a by b which is equals to c by d, which is equals to c by d. Okay, c by d. Yeah, yeah. Next one, after component dividend and all, if let's say there are three quantities, a, b and c. Please write down, if three quantities a comma b comma c in such that a is to b, b is to c, then we say that they are in continued proportion. So according to product of extremes is equals to product of means. So from this, can I write AC is equals to B square? So from this you can write B is equals to AC. Okay, B is equals to square root of AC. Okay, AC. So in such case C is said to be, please write down, in such case C is said to be C is said to be C is said to be third proportion of A and B. C is said to be third proportion of A and B. Okay, A and B. And B also said to be mean proportion. B also said to be mean proportion. B also said to be mean proportion. Mean proportion. Next, variation. The last concept of this particular topic is variation. Okay, variation. Yeah, what do you mean by variation? Two quantities A and B may be such that as one quantity changes in value, the other quantity also changes in value. Okay, bearing certain relation to the change in the value of the first quantity. Okay, variation means change in one quantity is automatically changing the other quantity which is relating with that. It's called variation. Okay, it's called what? Variation. There are two types of variations. The first one is direct variation. The first one is what? Direct variation. Okay, the first one is direct variation. And the other is inverse variation. And the other is inverse variation. Okay, and the other is inverse variation. Okay, direct variation and inverse variation. Direct variation and inverse variation. Okay, direct variation and inverse variation. Okay, so let me explain with one example. Everybody know. Okay, distance is equals to speed into time. So from this I can say time is equals to distance by speed. So let's talk about the first one, direct variation. When speed is constant, time is directly proportional to distance. Time is directly proportional to distance. Okay. Okay. Time is directly proportional to distance. If there is more time, you will reach more distance. Okay, when the speed is constant. When there is less time, you will reach less distance when they are directly proportional. Okay, when t increases, d also increases. When t decreases, d also decreases. So this is an example of what time and distance. So from this you can write t1 by, okay, t by d is equals to a constant. So from you can write t1 by d1, which is equals to t2 by d2. Okay, and so on. What, how many t's and d's will come? It will come like this. So this is all about direct variation. So this is all about direct variation. So if I take, values of, if I take values of, yeah, if I take values of x is directly proportional to y. So when x is directly proportional to y, okay, when x is directly proportional to y, how we can write? Yeah, when x is directly proportional to y, so x is directly proportional to y. So x by y is equals to a constant. So you can write x1 by y1, which is equals to x2 by y2. Okay, you can write x1 y2 is equals to x2 y1. Okay, it's going to continue. Next, inverse variation. Next, inverse variation. What do you mean by inverse variation? Look at here. Look at here. What is the speed formula generally? What is the speed formula? Yeah, so what is the speed formula? Speed is equals to distance by time. When distance is constant, if you are going with more speed, you will take less time. If you are going with less speed, you will take more time. So speed and distance will be in what proportion? Speed and distance will be in what proportion? Inversely proportional. Okay, inverse variation. Speed is inversely proportional to time. So you can say it as st, which is equals to constant. Okay, so from you can write what s1 t1 is equals to s2 t2. Which term is constant when the distance is constant? When the distance is constant, you can say s1 t1 is equals to s2 t2. S1 t1 is equals to s2 t2. Okay, s1 t1 is equals to s2 t2. So we can take one example. Yeah. So when x and y, so please write down next. So please write down, yeah, inverse variation. Inverse variation, you can write like this. How you can write? Yeah, how you can write, guys? Look at here. So when x is inversely proportional to y, so what you can write? Xy, which is equals to a constant. So you can say it as x1 y1, which is equals to x2 y2, and so on. And what, guys? So on. So that will go continue. Okay, that will go continue. Okay, that will go continue. So this is all about variation. This is all about what? Variation. So today we discussed about ratio and proportion and variation. Okay, proportion and variation. So now we'll see. Now let's do some problems. Okay, yeah. Please write down. The ratio of the monthly incomes of A and B is 4 is to 3. 4 is to 3. 4 is to 3. The ratio of their monthly expenditures is 5 is to 4. 5 is to 4. If A saves 1/4 of his monthly income, 1/4 of his monthly income, find the ratio of their monthly savings. Find the ratio of their monthly savings. Let the monthly incomes of A and B, let the monthly incomes of A and B is 4x and 3x respectively. Let the monthly expenses of A and B is 5y and 4y respectively. So monthly savings could be what happened, 4x minus 5y and 3x minus 4y. Okay, in the question itself he is saying that 4x minus 5y, which is equals to 1/4 of 4x. Yes or no? A saves what? 1/4 of his monthly income. So from this, what you can write? 3x, which is equals to 5y. So monthly savings of B will become what? What is monthly savings of B? Monthly, monthly savings of B will become what? The monthly savings of B will become 3x minus 4y, but in place of 3x you can write 5y, so that will become what? 5y minus 4y, so that will become what? Y. So then the required ratio, if you want the required ratio, the ratio is what? 1/4 of 4x is to y. So this is what the savings. No, so monthly savings of A is we got y, B is we got y. Monthly savings of A is what? 1/4 of 4x. 1/4 of 4x. So if you calculate this, you will get x is to y is equals to what? 5 is to 3. X is to y is equals to what? 5 is to 3. Okay, 5 is to 3. So answer for this question is what? So what is the monthly savings ratio? The monthly savings ratio is what? 5 is to 3. Monthly savings ratio is what, guys? 5 is to 3. 5 is to 3. Okay. Let's go to the next question. If x varies directly with y, if x varies directly with y, you need to check whether x cube plus y cube varies with x cube minus y cube. Okay, x cube minus y cube. Let's see the solution. What is saying? X is varies, x by y, which is equals to a constant. Okay, so from this you can write what? X is equals to ky. Okay, x is equals to ky. But in the what is asking? X cube plus y cube, which is equals to what? X cube minus y cube. Yes or no? X cube minus y cube. So which means what? So x cube plus y cube, which is equals to y cube into k cube minus k cube plus 1. Okay, where x cube minus y cube is equals to what? Y cube. k cube minus 1. So from this what you can write, x cube plus y cube divided by x cube minus y cube, which is equals to k cube plus 1 by k cube minus 1. Okay, a constant, a constant. Okay, so I have checked. So x cube plus y cube varies directly with what? X cube minus y cube. So it is also directly varied. Directly varied. Okay, directly varied. Okay, next one. Next one. Write down. Write down. Next question. The volume of a cone varies. The volume of a cone. The volume of a cone varies jointly as the area of its base and height. Okay, the volume of cone varies jointly as the area of its base and height. The volume of a cone whose base area is a square meter, whose base area is a square meter and height is 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters is 270 cubic centimeter, 270 cubic centimeters. Find the volume of a cone, find the volume of a cone, find the volume of a cone whose base area is 2a square centimeter and height is 30 centimeters. And height is what? 30 centimeters. So solution. What is the solution? Volume is directly proportional to area and height. So from this you can write what? Jointly proportional. So V1 by V2 is equals to A1 by A2 into H1 by H2. So from this, what is V1 according to the question? 270. We don't know V2. We need to figure it out. According to the question 1, what is AA? The second one is one twice of that. Okay, twice of that. This is 10 centimeters. The second one is what? 30 centimeters. 2 zeros cancel. AA cancel. So 3 2s are 6. So when V2, if someone asks you to calculate V2, then V2 is what, guys? 270 into 2 into 3. So that is 270 into 6. So if you calculate this, you are going to get 1620 cubic 1620 cubic centimeters, 1620 cubic centimeters, 1620 cubic centimeters. Okay, so this is all about ratio, proportion and variation. Okay, ratio, proportion and variation. So today first we saw what is a ratio. Okay, and what is inequality in ratio, greater inequality, and after that lesser inequality, and there is equality. Okay, then followed by some examples how to solve when the questions are in ratios. After the ratios concept, we'll come across proportion. Okay, proportions. We find out when two ratios are equal, we can say it as proportion, and product of extremes is equals to product of means. Okay, and we can say invertendo alternando, compoundendo, dividendo, and compoundendo dividendo. We have seen all the formulas. And after that, we come to a continued proportion where we figure it out what is the third proportion and what is the mean proportion. Then followed by variation. Okay, if one quantity is changing in the same node, the other quantity is also changing, variation will come into the picture. Two varieties of variations. One is direct variation, the other one is what? Inverse variation. We saw the different varieties of questions in inverse and joint variation, inverse variation. We saw all the varieties of questions. Mainly in this particular topic, questions are going to be asked on, like questions is going to be asked on, income expenditure questions are very, very important. And also let's trust me, because of its easiness, don't take discount from ratios concept. I know ratio is very easy topic, but it doesn't mean that ratio is easy. Don't make any discount out of it. So please try to try to you know try to explore the ratios concept. Okay, try to explore the ratios concept. So ratios concepts are very, very important. Okay, so when you are doing with the ratios, ratios are very, very important. Okay, so if you're good with the ratios, you can solve so many questions in time and work, most probably time, speed and distance. You can good with time, speed and distance. Okay, you can good with time, speed and distance, and allegations and mixtures also. Okay, so if you're good with those particular concept, the job is going to be very easy. So please focus on ratio proportions. Okay, ratio proportion is one of the important topic from various competitive exams. If you take CAT, all the recruitment companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, okay, all the companies will ask you questions on ratios, proportion and variation. So please try to explore your skills on this particular concept. Okay, so this is very, very important concept. Don't neglect this topic. That's why I told you, because of its easiness, don't try to neglect this topic. Okay, so time, ratio, proportion, variation is very, very important to you. Please make sure that that will help you a lot. Okay, thanks a lot for being in my session. Have a great day. Thank you.